watching today as we walk through the ScholarShot application process and what you need. Heather is well versed in this. She understands exactly what it takes to, one of the top things being grit, but we'll get to that here in a minute. Let's talk about the basics first. So we're just going to roll it out. If you are applying, the ScholarShot application is due by when, Heather?
February 1st. So just short shy of 3 weeks, I would say, give or take. So we're going to start going over what we need.
Okay.
So the first thing and first foremost, what you need is your personal email address. So the reason why we ask you to not use a school email address, whether that's you're a high school applicant or you're a college applicant right now, unfortunately, a lot of the times students don't check their school emails as frequently. And then not only that, you are also able to get that information more quickly and just kind of, it also expires. Your school email address also expires if you did not know that after some time.
I didn't know that. That's a good point.
Yeah.
Okay. And the second thing.
So you need your high school transcript, if applicable. So if you are in college right now, we still ask you to submit your high school transcript. If you are a high school senior currently, ask your teacher or counselor for help. Make sure you do go ahead and ask now, since it does for some schools, it varies for you to takes a couple of weeks for you to get back. So that way, just ensure you have ample enough time to get your transcript from your teachers or counselors or anyone who can help you get your transcript.
Okay. And then college transcript. I think sometimes people don't realize,
it takes
specifically as far as who can apply. So college transcript is what for, and why is that?
So it is for both applicants, so the high school applicant and a college applicant. So we take students up till their sophomore. So as a sophomore, you are classified up to 60 credit hours. And so we need to see that as well. We also have credit students who are in high school. We also have AP classes, all that fun stuff. It's really important to have your college transcript on hand so we can see where you're at, gauge where you're at, and just kind of give you a ScholarShot plan from there.
Okay, and then the next one.
Your SAT, ACT scores, if applicable. So, of course, again, for our college students, if you are already in college, you do not need to submit your SAT, ACT scores. But if you are a high school senior, please go ahead and help submit your SAT, ACT scores if you do have them. If you don't have them on hand and you are planning on taking the SAT or ACT later on at a later date, you can always submit them later on if we do ask you to come in for an interview or we proceed you to the next stage of our Scholar application cycle.
Now, when it comes to the application process, can you start and stop? How does that work?
Yeah, so you can start and stop, but the main thing is you have to complete the full application. Once you complete the application, so by that, I mean completing the essay questions, and then any additional information, so like your address and any contact information of that nature, you need to complete all of that first in order to move on to the next portion of where you can submit your documentation. But you can always go back and for your essay questions, save and come back later at a later time.
Okay, I'm sure that, that's always good to hear. Sometimes you want to sleep on it, maybe. Yeah. Okay, so and the completed FAFSA, TAFSA, that's something that should already be done anyways, correct?
Correct. That is something that should already been, probably maybe some of y'all already completed in October, November, or December. But we do need a completed FAFSA or TAFSA application. So basically just having it submitted, which will lead to your student aid report. We need to have that as supplemental documentation. So that is a need. And if you do need help completing it or you have any questions, you can always feel free to reach us, or you can include like maybe a little comment on your application about like what's going on and what your situation is.
And I find this interesting. So resume, you say it's optional. Tell me a little bit about that.
Yeah. So with our resume, we do ask students about like their student activity and whatnot, but we also want to see maybe you have different jobs or you've had different scenarios or you have a portfolio or maybe you're a self-starter, you're an entrepreneur as a student, high school or college. We want to see who you are, kind of get that holistic review of who you are and not just of what's on your transcript. So not just your grades and not just like what you've done already, what we've already seen. So this is additional and can help you stick out even more and showcase your skills.
All right. And then let's talk about the essay questions. You mentioned these a minute ago and you said you could come back to them. What are these like?
So our complete essay questions are not daunting. I will say that. They're not daunting at all. They are simple questions that anyone can complete. These questions, again, are to help for us as the ScholarShot team to get to know our applicants. There are 3 short answered questions and then 1 main essay question. They can be as long and as short as you want. Just make sure you are getting to the point and you are putting some thought behind it. I would say that's a big thing whenever you are completing the essay questions. And we don't check grammar or spelling. We get the gist. We want to see who you are as a student, and really showcase like what that grit is. What is that grit to you?
Yeah, let's talk about that grit. That's something that I know that I've heard when it comes to the scholars you're looking for. That's one of the top 3 things. So what does that mean to you all? Like when I'm looking at the whole view of what a scholar is?
Yeah. So as a scholar, we are looking for as that grit factor. We want to see this resources that we are providing to our students, are they going to utilize them? So let's say we offer internships, which we do. We want to make sure our students are graduating not only academically strong, but professionally strong as well. So and socially and emotionally strong. So really, what are you doing as an applicant to get yourself where you need to be, and to be that really strong professional, and to grow and to just be willing to learn what what it takes to be a successful working professional. That's what that grit factor is who you are as an individual.
And then once the applications are closed, and again, February 1st being the deadline, when
Yes.
Will people be notified, or how long does that process take?
Yeah, so the first wave, after about 2 weeks, about 2 to 3 weeks, we do notify our applicants if they are being brought back for an interview. After after the 14th to 21st, give or take, is when we will notify you via email, and we will let the students know if they are welcome back to an interview. And after that, we interview the students and we go from there, and then we circle back around. Also, I would like to note that there are real individuals reading every single application. It is not a robot. I myself do read every application, not every single one, but my subset that I get divided to, we do read them and we evaluate them, and we evaluate them as a team together.
And that's a big process because I know you have a lot of applications that are submitted.
Yes. Yes, we do. So we're taking the time. That's why it does take a little bit longer. I would say like about 2 to 3 weeks, because again, we are individually reading every application, reading your resumes, reading your test scores, everything that you submit as your application. We're taking the time to really make sure that the student who is being accepted into our program does display that grit factor, and just they display the want and the need to and desire to pursue higher education.
And I never like to leave these lives without mentioning the GAP app. It's something that is very crucial for kids who are, or students who are looking at finding the right financial and really just overall fit. So where can people go ahead and find the GAP app, and why do you like it?
Yeah, I really like the GAP app because it shows you the financial gap. So again, hence the GAP app. It shows you the financial, academic, and like class sizes, where you're missing, how much, things of that nature, and kind of show you like, okay, I'm very well suited for this school financially, but maybe not so much academically, or vice versa. And it really shows you like, hey, I can go here, and maybe you would have never thought of maybe going there. So that's what the GAP app is really great for. It shows you schools and resources that you probably wouldn't have probably glanced over or been like, oh, this isn't important. That's what the GAP app is there for.
All right. And it's free to download, everyone, just to FYI. Hey, Heather, it was great to see you again. Good luck in your new role, and also reading all these applications in about a month.
I know. Thank you. Thank you so much. And good luck to all of our applicants. May the odds be in your favor. And don't forget, our deadline is February 1st. And if you have any questions, please feel free to contact us on our ScholarShot website. And best of luck to everyone.
All right. Thank you, Heather. We appreciate it. And we'll see you next time.
Thank you. You have a good one.
You too.
Bye.
Bye.